reading Quran, and there was in Surah Fat, Allah SWT is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the beginning of the surah, He says, He is the one, Allah is the one, that sent the sakina into the hearts of the believers so that their iman can be increased with more iman. And to Allah belongs the armies of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is most forgiving, most merciful. And I was thinking about that situation that they were in at that time, that it was a very hard situation, that they went for Hajj, that they were armed, and then the treaty happened, for Umrah, and they were armed and the treaty happened. And the word that Allah SWT is using there that He sent is a sakina, whatever, peace or calmness. And I'm just trying to understand that in that type of a situation, that Allah SWT is saying that that's what He sent and that's increasing their iman. Just trying to understand that, and understanding for us when we are going through a difficult time or through something in the dargah where as a community we're tested, how we should Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, how we should understand what's coming to us to give us more faith to deal with that challenge.
Then what happened in that situation?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There were some people who there were some people that the decision that was made, they were having trouble with it.
And then what happened in that situation?
And then they gave bayat in that situation.
Bayatul Ridwan, correct. That is the most important thing. You're skirting around the issue to talk about that. What is that bayatul? Why do they have to give bayat to the Prophet ﷺ, to obey him, to submit to him, whatever he says? Haven't they been doing that for 20 years, 22 years? It's almost 23 years, whatever, no? Yes?
Yeah.
They gave everything. Their children, their wives, they went to war. They sacrificed everything. Yet, they were not fighting at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? It was not war they were going to. Allah saying, we give you sakina and strength. It wasn't war. There was a different kind of war. It is to go against what? What? Their ego. This is already, they're saying, this is victory for us. Mm-hmm. We can just go in and we can take over. Yes or no? And yet the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they don't allow. Others say we should go to war. And the Prophet ﷺ knew that. Bayatul Ridwan did not happen after they came back, before. Mm-hmm. That means the Prophet knew. So all hundreds, thousands of Sahaba Kiram, they came, they want to do what?
Go to Umrah.
Huh?
Before the bayat?
Yes, where were they going to?
They were going for Umrah.
Where? Visit the Kaaba. Was it just to visit the Kaaba? What is this meaning, to visit the Kaaba?
It's showing that they've taken over.
Yes. They have the numbers. They have the power. They have the support. And to declare victory, to say to all those ones who have been terrorizing them, we are here. They had ties, not like us. We have no ties, especially in America. You don't know it. You don't have father, mother, friends. You don't know what the tie is. That time they had real ties, tribes. They will die for each other. Their families, they would die for each other, and they did. But when the Prophet ﷺ brings the truth, then they will die for the truth, not for each other, but the tie is still there. Do they not miss Mecca? Did the Prophet ﷺ still not miss Mecca? Of course. Because Mecca is also the prize, isn't it? Medina, they got Medina. But Mecca is the prize. And yet, the Prophet knew what was going to happen. He even sent Hazrat Osman to negotiate. knowing what is going to happen, he says, everyone take bayat, whatever I'm going to say, whether it's you like or you don't like. You agree or you don't agree. There are still people, don't say, astaghfirullah, how can they do that? Their murids do the same. Or worse, you question. And that is also showing that there is a human quality and how to make that human quality to become more divine. The Prophet says, take the bayatul ridwan. They had faith, they had sacrifice, they did everything. Yet the Prophet says, now take bayat, to submit. And so many tariqats, they take their lineage back from bayatul ridwan. Saying, now you have to submit, now you cannot question. You have to submit. And it says, in my hand, representing Hazrat Osman, who's not here, other people. Then they gave the bayat. Then when Hazrat Osman came back and they said they don't allow us. And those ones who were so excited to go back, they rose up to say something. Not rose up to rebel, rose up to say something. That the Prophet ﷺ encouraged an atmosphere where the Sahaba Kiram will rise to speak what is in their heart, what is in their mind? Yes or no? You don't know. Of course he did. Of course he did. In the Uhud war, he didn't want to go to the war, but the younger Sahabis wanted to, and he just relented. The Prophet ﷺ is not raising people or mu'mins to show how to be a robot. It is to think. So he allows that. There is always shura, isn't there? Even when it seems as if it is against the Prophet ﷺ. You don't know what his heart is. Some Sahabis, they did. Hazrat Umar is saying, we should not be sitting here. He's questioning, you may say, he's questioning Prophet ﷺ. We should go out. And the Prophet says, yes. So he allows the Sahabis now to use their mind, to use their heart, teaching us until Akhir Zaman, this is how you're going to lead communities. Not just one, everyone submitting to him, don't question, blindly following. No, everyone has to have intelligence, and you have to take knowledge from each other, and you have to table everything down, but the one who is head is going to decide based on these things. You understand? So he allowed. He knew what was going to happen, and he says, take bayat. Later when they said, we cannot enter, they said something, and he says, don't forget your bayat to us. Because then, is that taking a step back? You have freedom of expression, that's say today's words, right? And when that freedom of expression with the bayat is taken away, no? Yes or no? Most people are going to say there's a step back. Before we had freedom, now we're locked. But it is not. Because freedom of expression is only up to a certain point. After that, you have to understand what that prophetic freedom is. You have to understand what is that divine freedom, what divine expression is. Is there women's behind there? Quickly leave. This is men's sohbat. Open the curtains. Okay. All the kids, they have left. So, now, your own expression. Now you must understand the expression of the one who's guiding you. You have to understand that. You cannot just say, I follow, I don't question. No, you have to understand. Few are the men of understanding. Why don't you understand? Have you no understanding? Over and over again we have these ayats. Tariqat, with this Bayatul Ridwan, Tariqat is to make you to understand. But first, you have to obey. And then you must try to understand. Next year they came back. When they came back, they took over. So many times, your success doesn't mean success. Your failure doesn't mean failure. This is when you start studying the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ and trying to understand it according to the history of 1400 years, not just seerah and then now, or seerah, that's it, finish. No connection to nothing. It's as if 1400 years, no Muslim leader has taken the seerah and put that to apply that into their lives, into history. This is how they kill our connection with the Prophet ﷺ too. He is just a historical figure. We study him as history, not as someone who is alive. Still guiding us. Is he still guiding us? Yes. He's still guiding us. And if you trust and you submit, what happens to your heart? Sakina. Yes, I trust you, I believe in you. There is a reason, I will understand when it's necessary. Now I believe it. I have peace now in my heart. I submit. So there are different levels of faith. The levels of faith, it is endless. It's Hajj. The Prophet says, no, we cut our hair here, we make Qurban here, it is accepted. That's also showing us when there is so many things stopping us from making to the Hajj, certain things are allowed. So teaching us how to follow guidance now. It is beyond now our own intelligence. That's why we have guidance. Our own intelligence can reach that much. That's why we're having guidance. Then with that guidance, we can move even further. But to have that guidance, especially in matters of spirituality, you must submit. At least for a certain while. Don't just jump and say, submit. Musa alayhi salam was sent to Hizr alayhi salam to take a guide, to follow a guide. He said, no question. He questioned. It seemed as if it did not make sense, but he made every sense. Astaghfirullah. Is it something that you think Musa alayhi salam didn't understand, could not understand? Hasha. We understood. We understood. We understand. We're not better than Musa alayhi salam. But this is also happening to people, especially not wise people. Wise people, they don't jump to say something. Wise people, they pull back and they observe. They watch. Wait a little bit more. Look. People who are too smart, too into jump a little bit, and they lose sight of everything. We're here to have wisdom, because wisdom, it is the essence of knowledge. We want wisdom. We want the essence. We just don't want just knowledge. We want the essence of knowledge, which is wisdom. Tariqat will teach you that, how to have wisdom. Yes, and a lot of times to have wisdom is you have to hold your horses. Wait. Don't be impatient. Don't be angry. Don't be stubborn. Wait, look and watch. When you do that, you will have sakina. Not only you have sakina, the angels will come down to give you that, as the angels are coming down tonight. You know, the Ibliyas are saying this is also an Eid for the angels. There are 2 Eids for the angels. Like in this world, we have 2 Eids also. One is Laylatul Qadr for them, and the other one is this, Laylatul Barat. It is a great night of power. And they are coming. And when they are coming, you think they are glorifying themselves. You think they're doing everything to make themselves to rise to higher stations. Everything that they are doing, it is for Hazrati Insan. Everything. It's one of the meanings why they are bowing down to Adam alayhi salam. Everything. But we are sleeping. We don't believe. Too much smarty pants, Muslims. We're not believing this anymore. But the belief In the angels, it is one of our amantu. Don't be foolish like those ones saying, I'm going to recite the names of the angels and I'm going to invoke them, this and that. No, no, no. You're calling, something appears and says, I'm that. How do you know it is that? You yourself, you finish yourself to become angelic, to be able to come near them? Don't be foolish. Even the holy ones, our Shaykh says, the greatest of mankind, the greatest in creation, he fell sick when he saw Jibreel alayhi salam in his true form. But Muslims today, Ahli Tariqat, mashallah, oh Jibreel, Mikael, Israfil, subhanallah. Don't. You think it is, but it's not. Like some murids of Shaykh Maulana saying, yesterday I was eating with Allah. In front of Sultan Ali, I said, Maulana, yesterday Allah invited me, I was eating with him. He says, tonight I'm going to eat with him too. He says, mashallah. He says, tonight when you eat with him, remember me. Astaghfirullah. He's saying, why? Because when you're with Allah, you have to toss aside everything else, right? You kick away, you have to accept, because it's only Allah. Allah and who? You. You become partners now, mashallah. Last I heard is La Sharika lah. Remember? And Shaykh Maulana told Shaykh any signals, just watch him. The next night, yes, he was somewhere. He was having dinner. But he wasn't with Allah. He was with Shaitan. He was in the toilet. He was eating after his own crap. Because no, when you're drunk, you're drunk. When you are drunk, that is your reality. It is your reality. It is very real to you, but it's not to others, not to what is real. How do you tell the difference? May Allah protect us from that kind of foolishness. Okay? May Allah give us more service, inshallah, and to help each other, to help the ummah, and to make good du'as. It's not just about us, it's about the ummah, and how we have to change because we are part of the ummah. ومن الله التوفيق والفاتحة.